two old guys on the records, one old guy for now, as Mike and I decided when to return to the studio with some new segments. But until then, we press on with some fun segments about our love and our passion for our favourite records. Recently, I started Obsessive Trifectas, these albums that we love so much that we had to sort of follow technological advances and buy them in different formats. Yes, we bought them on record, yes, but then we needed to listen to it in the car, so we bought a cassette tape, yes, and when the cassette tapes were faded out, we had to buy it on CD. We had to have this album no matter where we were and to listen to it everywhere, yes. And today I'm looking at one of Australia's most famous and most successful bands. They had a great team of musos, very talented. They had a very charismatic singer. They were massive in the 80s and 90s, an international act. Who else played Wembley as an Australian band? I'm talking about... We are looking at INXS and The Swing. What an album, what a band. Yes, they were initially called the Farris Brothers because they were unique, having three brothers, John on drums, Tim on guitar, and Andrew on keyboard, as well as all these other instruments. And you had Gary Beers on bass, Kirk Pengilly on saxophone and guitar, and of course the charismatic Michael Hutchins on vocals. It is Tim Farris who meets Midnight Oil's manager, Gary Morris, in a car park outside a club, and of course Gary invites INXS to support Midnight Oil. They get Chris Murphy as their manager, and he has a lot of connections in the pub scene, the live scene, and they start, having their gigs. They release their first song, Simple Simon, and it is debuted on the show.
Hello and welcome to my Wonder World. I'm the
Simon Townsend's Wonder World, the kids' variety show. Wow, bit of nostalgia there. Now, INXS's debut album has the top 10 hit Just Keep Walking. I personally jump on board with their next album, Underneath the Colours, because I like that song, Stay Young. Yes, very new wave at this point. They were very, very new wave. And what's missing for the band is international distribution for their material. And they take the huge gamble by self-funding their next song, and they bring in Mark Opitz, the producer, and they produce the song The One Thing. They shop it around and they get what they want because WA jumps on board, and they release Shaboo Shabaa. What an album, top 4 in Australia. It was in the charts for about 2 years almost. It was amazing. It had songs like, Don't Change, Black and White. Wow. And they get what they want also because they get a top 30 hit, The One Thing, in the USA. So they start touring extensively in the USA. There's a story where they play their first gig in front of 28 people, but by the end of that extensive touring, they're supporting big acts at the time such as Hall & Oates. Yes, huge, huge, huge. Now, they get the attention of Chic's Nile Rodgers, and he has just produced the mega album for David Bowie, Let's Dance. So he comes on board, and they come up with a song, Dream on, white boy. The big sounding, rocky, funky, MTV friendly original scene. Didn't you love the film clip with the bikies in Japan, and the band is in their trench coats performing? Fantastic film clip, yes. But what it does do is it draws in a big name producer, Nick Launay, to come on board and produce their next album. This is an incredible album. The band has not sounded as good as this point, up to this point. It's fresh. It's really this fusion of funk, pop, rock. Great musos. It's like, they've got all their spots, whether it's a sax solo, whether it's a guitar solo, whether it's a synthesizer melody, whether it's the rhythm section. I think they just nail it. They really do nail it on this album. There's so much, but also I love the songwriting team of Andrew Farris and Michael Hutchins that's developing. Look, the others also contribute, but the core are those two, yes. And let's have a look at some of these songs. I love original sin, the biblical illusion, of the original sin, yes, and how these sins are passed down to the next generation from parents to children. Now, in this case here, it says, dream of, white boy, dream of black girl, and and wake up to a new day to watch your dreams be washed away. There's a sense of futility there in the way that these ideas are passed down and things aren't changing. Yes. Now, can I just say also that some US radio stations banned the song because of the racial the racial connotations there, yes. Now, for the next song, I actually bought it on single. It is funky. I love the guitar solo on it. I love the sax solo. I love everything about it. It is. The funky I send a message. Now, what I love about this is the persona misses, this person so much that he sent a message and hopes it gets through. Now, this is before mobile phones, before Skype, before FaceTime, and all these other, social media platforms. It's the good old-fashioned letter that we have to send. I love the line where it sort of says, take away her pain and drink the wine. So yes, he's missing this person so much that he's having a bit of a drop there to get his mind off missing this person. And I love other love songs on it too. There is Burn For You. I bought the 12-inch for it, and he says, there's a great line where it says, light me up and I burn for you, and the love song never stops. How powerful is that? But there is so much to like, not just the singles. There is the funky Melting in the Sun, as well as the catchy pop of Dancing in the Jetty. You've got the beautiful Love Is What I Say, as well as the moody Jan song, which looks at an activist trying to get their cause across, and it's so difficult to do so, right? And this album finishes off with All the Voices, a powerful sing-along song about how social unity can bring about change. Have a look at some of the lyrics, which sort of says, hear the voices wrapped around you. All the people never doubt it. Hear the voices. Take a look what's around you. We can change it, And what a way to finish it, with that sing along and that groove, the swing. What an album from INXS. I had to buy in all these different formats. I had to buy singles. I had to buy 12 inches. I just went all the way with this album. This is Obsessive Trifectas. I'll see you next time with another episode.